Joseph is the most successful person that has ever come out of prison. Even though he was betrayed by those closest to him, his story had a happy ending because of his strong faith in God. And today we're going to learn about his life in just 7 minutes. Before we start, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you won't miss more powerful Bible stories every week. Let's go back to the time when Joseph was a young man. He was a favorite son of Jacob, also known as Israel. Jacob loved Joseph more than all his other children. Some say it was because Joseph was the firstborn of his beloved wife Rachel. Others say Jacob favored him because Joseph reminded him of his deceased son, Joseph. But whatever the reason, Jacob showed Joseph that love through gifts. Once he gave him a beautiful coat of many colors. When Joseph's brothers saw how much their father loved him, they grew jealous and hated him. Things got worse when Joseph had 2 dreams. He shared these dreams with his brothers, which made them hate him even more. Here are the dreams. One night, Joseph dreamed that his brothers were tying him up and bowing down to him. When he told his brothers about the dream, they said, "You will reign over us in the dream, but we will have a hand in your destruction." The second dream was even more bizarre. Joseph saw the sun, moon, and stars bowing down to him. When his brothers heard this, they thought, if this dream comes true, he will be king over us. We better do something before he becomes too powerful. Jacob didn't know what his sons were thinking, so he sent Joseph to check up on them. Go and see if there's any news about your brothers, he told him. I want to hear what they're up to. Little did Jacob know that his son was in danger. Joseph's brothers were planning to kill him as soon as he arrived. But Reuben, who was Joseph's oldest brother, suggested a different plan. Let's not kill him here, he said. Let's throw him into a pit nearby. We can say a wild animal must have eaten him. Then later, we can sell him to a passing trader. The brothers agreed to Reuben's plan. So when Joseph came, they pushed him into the pit. Then they stripped him of his colorful coat and dipped it in goat's blood. They took the coat back to their father and said, "Look, here's Joseph's coat. We found it by an empty pit. Maybe a wild animal attacked and dragged him away." Jacob looked at the bloodstained coat and cried out, "Joseph is gone. I am destroyed." As it turned out, some merchants happened to come by. The brothers sold Joseph to them for 20 silver pieces. They took him to Egypt, where Potiphar, an official of Pharaoh, became his master. At first, Joseph was a slave, but God blessed him. That's why Potiphar put him in charge of his house. Everything in Potiphar's house was under Joseph's supervision. So Joseph worked hard to make sure everything ran smoothly. Not long after, Potiphar's wife started noticing Joseph. She was very attracted to him. One day while Joseph was alone in the house, she called him and tried to seduce him. But Joseph refused her advances. He said, "No, my master, my husband, I can't do this. How could I sin against God? It would be wrong for me to do anything bad in my master's house." Potiphar's wife wanted Joseph, but since he wouldn't sleep with her, she decided to get rid of him. She told her servants, "This Hebrew slave has done something bad. He tried to touch me." As soon as Joseph heard these accusations, he denied them. "I didn't do what she's saying," he said. "My master, I don't know why she did this, but I am innocent." Unfortunately, no one believed him. Potiphar's wife insisted that Joseph had attacked her. So Potiphar threw him into prison. In prison, Joseph met 2 men. One was the cupbearer, or sommelier, and the other was the baker. These 2 men also had dreams, and Joseph interpreted them for them. He told the cupbearer that he would be restored to his position in 3 days. He told the baker that he would be executed in 3 days. And as Joseph predicted, exactly 3 days later, the baker was taken out of prison and put to death. The cupbearer was given his job back, but he forgot about Joseph. Joseph remained in prison for 2 years, until one night, Pharaoh had 2 disturbing dreams. No one could tell him what the dreams meant, but the cupbearer remembered Joseph and told Pharaoh, "There's a man in prison who can interpret dreams. Please send for him." So Pharaoh had Joseph brought before him. When he learned that Joseph could interpret dreams, he asked him to explain his dreams. Here are Pharaoh's dreams. In the first dream, Pharaoh saw 7 fat cows coming out of the river. They were followed by 7 skinny cows. In the second dream, he saw 7 healthy ears of grain, followed by 7 scorched ears. Joseph replied, "Both dreams mean the same thing. 7 years of blessing are coming, but they will be followed by 7 years of famine. The whole world will be affected, but your country will be spared. If you listen to me, you should store food during the 7 good years so everyone can share in the blessings. This way, you can save lives during the famine." Impressed by Joseph's interpretation and his wisdom, Pharaoh appointed him as ruler over all of Egypt. Pharaoh said, "Since God has shown you all this, there is no one as wise as you. You shall be ruler over my entire palace. I will have all the people of Egypt obey your directions. Only in matters concerning the throne will I be greater than you." Joseph was only 30 years old when this happened. He accepted the position and began to prepare for the famine. He gathered food and stored it in the cities all over Egypt. After 7 years, the famine started. It lasted for 7 years, just like Joseph had predicted. During the famine, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt to buy grain. They didn't recognize Joseph, but he knew who they were. He tested them to see if they had changed, and he asked them to bring their youngest brother, Benjamin. After they returned with Benjamin, Joseph revealed himself to his brothers. He said, "I am your brother, whom you sold. But don't be angry with yourselves for doing that, because God sent me ahead of you to preserve life." Then Joseph welcomed his father and all his family, giving them food and land. He took care of them until the famine ended. And as Joseph had dreamed, his brothers bowed down to him. In the end, Joseph forgave his brothers. He knew that God had used their bad actions to place him in a position where he could save many people. What do you think about Joseph's story? Tell us in the comments below. Also, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you won't miss more videos about amazing Bible stories every week. See you next time.